Hello and welcome back to Dark Souls. Today we are gonna take on the New Londo ruins. And first bit of business is to pick up this very important item, which is the Transient Curse that we've talked about before. That will let us be temporarily cursed so that we can kill the ghosts in the ruins here. We're not going to be able to go through the entirety of this area because we cannot kill the last boss yet because we don't have the required ring for it. But we're gonna go through this and pick up the very large ember, which is gonna be the most important bit here. We can. If we did not have the Transient Curse active, we would our attacks would just go straight through these ghosts. But now, because we have it, we can kill them. And the ghosts occasionally drop them as well. But oh, and we actually got the Jagged Ghost Blade. That's a pretty dang rare drop for. Especially for the normal ghosts in here. Okay. So the Jagged Ghost Blade. Jagged Blade wielded by New Londo ghosts. Violent thrust attacks. One of the cursed weapons inflicts damage to ghosts. So that weapon is actually one that you can use on the ghosts even though you're not cursed. Because the weapon itself is cursed. But we're hopefully not gonna have to resort to using that because the transient curses that you find is usually enough. It can sometimes be a little bit tricky to see when the transient curse effect is up. Like you have the kind of aura around our character, but in the middle of fighting it can be really hard to realize that what has happened, and you end up just having your attacks pass through the enemies. So that you have to refill it when you do, or use it again. Dear Lord, another one? I usually never find the Jagged Ghost Blade. I mean, we have 8 soft humanity, but still. Our item finding is not that good. We have a ghost hiding in the wall here that we can take care of. Find the parrying dagger. And over here, we have a banshee. And we don't want her to yell. We'll just alert the ghosts. Find some more transient curses. And another point of interesting level design for this game. Over there is the chest with the very large ember in it. That is what we're going for. But we're gonna have to go around quite a bit to actually get to it eventually. But so it's so close, but yet so far. So. What I like to do here, because the ghosts that come from above now and whatnot are kind of annoying. I usually stop here and then quit out of the game and we just continue from here, which resets the ghosts, but it also resets the transient curse. So now I know that I get a new fresh transient curse in me, and hopefully is gonna be enough for the rest of us. It usually is enough. There we go. And I think that is about it for this room. Well, of course there had to be some more. They're gonna stop following me because I think in the game code this area up here is still designated as a boss area, because the way that you initially got the key to the seal in early development was by killing a boss up here called King Jar Eel, and he was kind of the test to for you to defeat to be able to get the key. They changed that and removed the boss, and now all you need is to talk to Ingward here.
Well, this is a surprise. I get few visitors, save for ghosts. You have the Lord Vessel. Very impressive. I know exactly what your intentions are. You seek the four kings whom I guard over. This is the key to the seal.
So instead of defeating that King Jariel, you instead just are giving the key. If you have the Lord Vessel, I forgot to mention that, but yeah, if you have the Lord Vessel, you will get it from Ingward. If you don't have the Lord Vessel, you can still come here and get the key, but you would have to kill Ingward for it.
The four kings slumber in the deepest chamber of the ruins. Use this key to break the seal and open the floodgates. Oh, and do not forget, the dark wraiths reside in a dark void called the Abyss. But the Abyss is no place for ordinary mortals. Although, long ago, the knight Artorius traversed the Abyss. If you can find him and learn from him, the Abyss may prove surmountable.
We've already been to the grave of Sir Artorius, and he gives us the hint that we need to seek out him to be able to traverse the Abyss ourselves. And we didn't fight the boss in that area, because we're gonna do that later on, which is also the reason why we cannot go for the four kings right now, because I want to save that for later, for a special cutscene.
Hello there. What is it? The key to the seal is now in your hands. I will help you in any way possible.
So you can come to Ingward and have your curse broken. He can help you with that if you're cursed. He also sells Transient Curses and Resist Curse. Sorcerer of the Red-Robed Remedition, Ingward. Guardian of the Seal in New Londo. Sacrifice humanity to undo curse. Abhorrent curses eat away at the core of one's very existence, and cleansing oneself of curses is no easy task indeed.
New Londo was sacrificed to contain the Dark Wraiths. Mark my words, the Dark Wraiths are the enemies of man and any living thing that has a soul. They were never meant to roam again.
The question is how the Dark Wraiths survived in, like, underwater for so long. And Ingward being the third sealer, we've seen all three of them in the game. If the guy at with Lautrec is the actual sealer, or just someone that pillaged his set. We don't know, but that's just kind of one of those things that you're just open to interpret the way that you want to. I kind of don't want to believe that a sealer would team up with Lautrec to do what they did there. But yeah, I don't know. No one knows really. But I mean, judging by how noble both Yolva and Ingward seemed, it seems like it would be kind of far-fetched for the third sealer to be just a douchebag, to be honest. Rare Ring of Sacrifice is something I'm never gonna say no to, even though I don't use them all that much, but still nice to have. There's usually only one place in the game where I would use that, and that is when you meet Scythe the first time. Now we can head up here and pick up a... if you want to make a character that is relying a lot on bows, then the Composite Bow is a really good one because it's super quick. It has like the worst range of any bow I think in the game, but it's super quick and its damage is very high up close. But the drakes are still there. They did not care much. Maybe they flew up in the air. I mean, they do die if they fall off the cliff, so they don't seem like very good flyers. But maybe they were able to get away from the water there at least. Let me check what I actually want to have. The Hornet Ring on right now. Can we make ourselves... No, we can't really. We'll just put this this stuff on again and we'll just medium roll for this bit. I really do want to have the Hornet Ring on for this, and we cannot unequip the Ring of Favor and Protection anyway, so... These are the Dark Wraiths. And there's just so many bodies here. Like all of the people of New Londo that were sacrificed to contain the Dark Wraiths. And these are the ones that you wanna farm for Titanite chunks if you need them. Preferably with the covetous Gold Serpent Ring equipped as well, of course. And they're a pretty good source of some parry training as well. We have some. Well, I mean, if you want to farm them a lot, then doing it in conjunction with parry training is a pretty smart thing to do. He has this kind of devious spear attack that it kind of worried about. There it is. I sometimes miss that that the spear is coming out of his mouth, so I'm kind of extra careful about that most of the time. Can you guys drop your shield? That would be pretty cool. Not gonna be able to get their armor set though, because you have to join the Covenant, and I've already messed that up so that we can't do it. Because if you follow Framed, then you won't be able to get it. I don't think. I think that's where you get the Dark Wraith armor set and whatnot. You can get the shield though from drops. And up here we have the chest with our Ember. So that is over there is where we were before, and this corner is where the Banshee was over there. There's just some lovely, really lovely level design. Ember required for weapon ascension. Huge ember of highest quality, handled by the blacksmiths of Astora. Yeah. That's what we need to get our boulder sword all the way up to 15. And I think we already, we need one more Titanite chunk to be able to get it there, because we have the slab as well. But we will definitely get that, because there's world drops with the Titanite chunks still that we can pick up. We don't have to rely on drops either. Oh god. There you go. Some more cracked red eye orbs, which are which we read about in the very first episode, I think, where it talks about the dark wraiths of Kath. So not a very special find down here, being the home of the dark wraiths. want to bait out some Dark Wraith from there, so we don't have to take on too much of it at a time. Don't want to get hit by that though, because that's gonna steal our humanity. I think there is... yeah, there's one more Dark Wraith as well in there. I'm very glad every time they do the running stab attack, is that one is the easiest for me to to parry. The rest of their attacks are a little bit more iffy, but the running stab is fairly easy. Oop. Yeah, that's the attack that I'm afraid of. Ooh. Oh, covered in sludge. Get it off. Get it off. It's so rare that I get hit by the sludge. I didn't even remember that actually took damage. That actually damages us. I didn't even remember that. I remember that it slowed me down, but... boop. And another chunk. And that is the door into the Four Kings. And over here we can summon Witch Beatrice again. And I think if you summon her and she survives the boss fight, that's when you can pick up her armor set later on. I'm not 100% sure about that, but we're gonna try to do that if we can. But for now, we're done with New Londo, and the next time we come down here to defeat the bosses here, we can just kind of race down here and do the thing. Because now that we've done the bits that we have a few shortcuts that we can take that will take us past the ghosts without having to fight them at all and whatnot. So that is going to be very, very nice for us. And now we can warp to the Undead Parish and go say hello to Andre and have him help us with some weapon ascension.
Well, I'll be. That's a brilliant ember you've got there. For all my years in the trade, that might be the finest. How's about you leave that ember with me? I'm just an old smith. I'd give my left arm for a gem like that.
How's about? Just pay attention to how sad he sounds now.
I see. 'Tis a pity. But perhaps you'd... No. It's quite all right. Quite all right, indeed. I'll be seeing you.
I'm sorry, Andre. Take my ember. I feel so mean. Yes. Take it.
Well, thank you mightily for that. Now, just leave the rest to me. Andre of Astora gets the job done. You shall see.
Maybe you can smith yourself a toothbrush. Hey, no. Modify equipment. We can now do Boulder, Side Sword, 11. Hell yeah. And we reinforce it. You're gonna take it all the way to 15. There we go. So we could also... Yeah, let's get our shield up to 11 as well. We can make a divine weapon. No, we usually don't. I usually don't use divine weapons. It's really nice to have in the catacombs, but yeah, I don't. No, no, we don't care enough about that. We have could use one chunk on the armor, but I'd rather use that on the shield. If we find more, I'm not really gonna go out of my way to find more upgrading stuff for what we have, really. Let's do some more dexterity, and we can go to Firelink Shrine again. Because now we can go and say hello to Rhea. Because they have joined us. It's been a while since they came here, but we haven't talked to them before.
Hmm? What have we here? You look awfully raggedy. Times are grim. The least you can do is look sharp. Don't you dare meet my lady like that. You might scare her off for good.
I look spiffy.
Hmm?
Oh, okay. Tell me more, tell me more.
Hmm?
No? Okay.
Hmm?
Oh, alright. Good story, bro. Good story.
You are undead as well. Then we've no time to fraternize. I have my mission and you no doubt have yours. We must not let this curse overcome us. Did I not explain the urgency of our tasks? Or are you so uncouth as to lack such judgment? By the looks of you, I should think not.
Who are you calling uncouth?
Did I not explain? By the
So, like I mentioned before, Rhea has been sent here for searching for the rite of kindling down in the catacombs, and they are all gonna go down there now. But they will not actually go there before I kill Pinwheel. I think is when they actually go down there.
Oh, hello. My guests have finally arrived. I will be departing with them shortly. So, I'm afraid I will be saying goodbye soon. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, no, not really, but I won't be sad seeing you go, Petrus. Bram!
No, I'm fine. Well and wide awake. Do not treat me like an old withering snake.
God dang it, man. Have some coffee. Or G Fuel or something, I don't know. Whatever you fancy. Just stay awake, man. So we're gonna go through the pretty much the entirety of the catacombs, and we may have to continue the catacombs in the next episode. We'll see how long it takes to go through this, but it's kind of it's a bit to go through. We'll see. Maybe we will make this in this episode. So these are the Necromancers. If you kill the Necromancers, then you can kill these the skeletons nearby that he governs without them reappearing all the time. And he is actually the one that is tied to the skeletons in the graveyard in Firelink Shrine. So with him killed, could actually kill them, kill the skeletons up there as well, without them reappearing. And if you came down here with a divine weapon, then you wouldn't have to worry about that at all, because killing these with a divine weapon will always kill them completely. And yeah. One thing that is very easy to do here as well. When you come in here, you have another Necromancer on the other side there that you can actually just get with a bow usually fairly easily. So if we take, actually see if this works with what we have. We don't really have a whole lot of training in bows with this character, but you can usually manage to kill him with the bow. I'm terrible at aiming with this. He sometimes run away, but if you get him like stun locked with a headshot, it's usually fairly easy to take care of. And from there we won't really need the bow anymore in this area, I think. And killing him off will just make it a whole lot easier. Otherwise, you would kind of want to rush in there and kill him with melee attacks, which is also not super hard, but a bit more annoying. You can see some of the flying heads over there again, just like the ones that we faced in New Londo. If you come in here and you drop down there, like straight up forward from where I'm standing now, you can land on that edge, and then from there you can just go straight down to the left, and from there you're almost at Pinwheel already. So if you want to rush in here to just kill Pinwheel, you can just jump down that way. And I mean, Pinwheel is one of the easiest bosses in the game, and you can do this really early on in the game as well. You don't have to upgrade your weapon a whole lot before doing this, and you can just plop down there and kill Pinwheel and get your Rite of Kindling and your 20 Estus flasks, which is really nice. Makes the early game so much easier if you're struggling with that. And in here you can actually find a really good weapon that I like a lot, and well, a lot of people like this weapon. Is the Lucerne. Is a super nice like halberd type weapon that has a running attack that is kind of, I mean, it's almost the best in the game. Really, it's super nice to use. Not very interesting in lore perspective, but a super good weapon. Did we fall down here? No, there's no falling down there. just like going through Blighttown the normal way, like going through the catacombs the normal way is not something that I'm super used to. I think we're gonna manage, but it's not what I typically do. And over there you see another one of them Necromancers. I don't think we're gonna be able to do this. Is he gonna... okay, we didn't have to do that, apparently. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. It was quite interesting. Come on. That Necromancer is otherwise a really annoying one because he keeps on respawning these dudes. So getting him off the ledge like that was really handy. Scimitar, and this one will flip the bridge over there to where the Necromancer were. We do not have patches there. I'm not sure why we don't have patches there. I haven't really cared a whole lot about the patches storyline because he's kind of insignificant, because he's more of a joke character than anything really. So I'm not really sure about the triggers there, because he's unless I did a playthrough where I wanted to show everything and like every line of dialogue or whatever, then I usually don't bother too much with him, because he's kind of just a throwback to the older games. I say the older games because I'm not sure if the patches thing started before Demon Souls or not. I know that he is in Demon Souls, but not sure about the older games by FromSoft, if he's in Armored Core or King's Field and whatnot. So we can see here, because these guys are still respawning, that there is some Necromancer close by that is causing us some problems here. And I think this is where we need to go. Did they make it in here? I don't think they did they? No, they didn't. Okay, someone died on the other side of that. Not entirely sure what... Oh, okay, we're here now. Okay, so we were at the bonfire where Patches should have been. Where I thought he would be. So we can go up here and we can flip this bridge. That's at least gonna do something for me. And I think we'll go in here and we'll tag this bonfire as well, just to give us a good place to restart when I die. I mean, if I die, of course. Of course. But from this bridge, we can get to another super nice weapon. We just roll over here. Here we have the Great Scythe. Great Scythe being one of the highest damaging dexterity weapons in the game. It's super good. I like the Great Scythe a lot. It has a really nice running attack and some really cool like wide sweeps to it. It's super good. But I'm not 100% sure. Oh, okay, that opened up this this door as well. Okay. I'm not 100% sure where we should go for the best experience here. We kind of want to go down to Vamos, but I think if we want to go down to him, we have to go down this way, and we have to find our way back up either way, so we might as well go down here and say hello to Vamos and talk to him a little bit. I think he has a bonfire down there too, if I'm not mistaken. The worst voice in the game too.
Be gone with you. You spoil my focus.
With all of the information that we've gotten on this game, like one of the things that I really miss is an explanation to what the hell they were thinking with his voice.
What's that then? Need some smithing? Then produce me some wares.
Like why? Why did they do this? He's not super interesting at all. He is the one that you would have to go to if you wanted to upgrade the in the chaos path of weapon ascension. So I think we're actually gonna use a homeward bone to get back up. Because if we use the warping, we'll end up at the first one. The first bonfire, I think, like right before you actually step into the catacombs. So we'll go back here instead, and then we'll kind of try to continue the normal path down. Oh yeah, isn't this... Yeah, you can see the Necromancer up there. We're not gonna be able to shoot him, are we? Oh, jeez. Thankfully, we were standing in a stairway when he tried to rip past me, so he wasn't able to. Here we kind of just want to go up here if we can, I think. No, that's the way back to... that's the way back there. Is it this one? No, I think this is the same as the other side, really. Yeah, it is. Dang it. So that's how you get back there, but okay, so we have to go in here, I guess. And here. Really want to take care of the Necromancer, because just fighting those skeletons over and over again seems like a kind of a waste of a time and Estus. There. Now we can take care. Oh, you! He was throwing around with the Necromancer. That was awesome. Okay, boy. Come on, boy. Nope. Ah, for the love of... We'll get the skull lantern. It's probably at the bottom. It's more of a shield item, I think. Yeah. Skull lantern on the catacombs necromancer droops from his long beard locks. Droops from his long beard locks. Okay. This lantern lights the tomb of the giants. Nito's light-devouring domain of death also serves as a fire-damage strike weapon. And that is what we will use later on to I put it in the wrong thing. I should have put it as a shield, not a weapon. Because we have to equip it like that, and that illuminates the area. But we also need to go back down here and get an item that we ran past. Hello. And that is the Dark Moon Seance Ring. We have the statue again that we talked about up in the parish, undead parish church. But right now we got the Dark Moon Seance Ring. This ring is granted to the adherents of Gwendolyn, Dark Moon deity and last born of Gwen, Lord of Sunlight. Grants additional magic attunement slots. The Dark Sun Gwendolyn is the only remaining deity in Anor Londo. His followers are few, but their tasks are of vital importance. So that is a bit of a foreshadowing that we need that ring to be able to speak to Gwendolyn, and we will do that. Only later. Only later. Dang it. We get the Tranquil Walk of Peace, the same miracle that is used by the Stone Guardians in the Darkroot Gardens. Outland miracle foreign to the way of white slows all walking within effect area. This miracle is normally used to flee as it slows walking but does not affect attacks, but nevertheless defines peace perfectly. It is It is foreign to the way of white, so it's not like a common miracle, which is kind of a given because it's used by the Stone Guardians, which are like an ancient being. Are we back at the very start now? We are, aren't we? Yeah, we are. We don't want to be here. I think I'll just hop down here. Oh yeah, okay, now we're back at the bonfire again. I'm just a little bit kerfuffled about where to go. But I think if we go back in here now and we try to head down here, we should be plopping up in the correct place. Oh, these bloody skeletons. Are they dying? I don't think they are. I feel like one of them did, but the rest of them are just reanimating, so we've missed some Necromancer, but I'm really unable to care about that right now. You guys gonna follow all the way in here? You are. Because why not? Oh yeah, there's a Necromancer downstairs, isn't there? Somewhere. But I also want to go in here and fight the Titanite demon. I think they are rubber banding now, and they are not gonna come here again. We have another really cramped fight against one of these. Kind of making you wish that you would never have to see these enemies again. At least we have a plus 15 weapon now. Oh, we got the Titanite catching pole as well. And some Eye of Death. The catching pole... Catching pole... Weapon of the Titanite demon, a faceless stone monster born from Titanite slab. One of the enchanted weapons. Perhaps from residual power of the Titanite slab, known for its leaping attack which comes smashing down on foes from above. The catching pole being something that you kind of cattled slaves with, like you put the thing around the slave's head. And kind of lead them to where you wanted them to go. of the Giants. Nido's domain. The first of the dead. And all we can do here is just join a covenant, and we can get a the Gravelord Sword and the Miracle Gravelord Sword dance. So the the Gravelord Sword being a really powerful weapon to pick up in the beginning, it was a speedrunning weapon for a long time. Because it's kind of easy to get your hands on. Sword wielded by only by the servants of the Gravelord Nido, the first of the dead, crafted from the bones of the fallen. The miasma of death exudes from the sword, a veritable toxin to any living being. And we also got the Gravelord Sword dance, a miracle known only by the servants of the first dead Gravelord Nido. Giant Gravelord swords jut out in the vicinity. Nido sleeps deep within the tomb of the giants, quietly overseeing all death and awaiting for his servants to usher in the Eye of Death. So we have a couple of Eye of Deaths. We have 4 of them. I think... Oh, we were already in the Covenant. But I think 4 is probably not enough to rank up. I think we need more of them. Yeah, we do. It's not super interesting, but I thought since we had some, we might as well try it just in case we only needed like 3 of them or something. But yeah, that's Nido. We're gonna see him later on as well, where we get to fight him in this very room. Nido is probably the one lord that I would have really wanted more information on, because there's really not much to Nido in terms of the lore behind him. Like oh jeez, Nugget. We know that he's the first of the dead. Like he's kind of governing over death, but what does first of the dead really mean? Like, does that mean that he was the first one to die? Does it mean that he maybe wasn't the first to die, but he's the one, just the one that is like the Grim Reaper of this world, or like, what does it actually mean? What is his purpose? Oh, I'm gonna die. But I kind of just feel like Nito is one of those that, well, kind of really the only lord that we don't really know what he, like what he's all about. Like I would have just wanted some more information on him, to be honest. Because the other ones, we kind of know what they are all about, but Nito is kind of different in that regard, where I would have just wanted some more solid information on him. Okay, calm down. There we go. Okay, that was an ordeal, dear lord. But we finally got that stupid Necromancer out of the way. Ah! You can see from here the summoning sign up there, where we could summon some help for Nito. Whoa, 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 whoa! The stupid bone-wheeled skeletons, dear lord. Yeah, down there we have Nito. Not Nito, Pinwheel. But we have an item there that we haven't picked up, and we have the summon as well that we kind of should do for the playthrough. No matter how little I would actually want to do this, we'll do it anyway. Think I'm just gonna go up and we'll warp up until we don't have a warping spot there at all. Okay. I think we can get there from up here though. So if we we can get down there. We do that and then go down here, pick up a soul, and we summon Leroy. And then to get this item, we have to creep our way down there. And it's the Holy Robe. That's how far the cleric starting class made it, I guess. And now that Leroy is down there, he can hopefully take care of some of these roly-polies. Yes, his Wrath of the Gods. That is very, very useful there. But we're just gonna run past this, and Leroy will probably make it. Come on, Leroy. I need your help in here. Yay! He made it! Whoop whoop. I needed so much help with Pinwheel here. That's good. So we can make... Sometimes we can make or Leroy fall down here, and once we actually get down there and we start the fight, Leroy is almost already at the boss. I mean, we don't really need to because it's Pinwheel, but still, would have been funny. Thank you, Leroy. I could not have done it without you. So, Pinwheel let's see what we get. The mask of the child from Pinwheel, and that says one of the three masks of the Pinwheel, the Necromancer who stole the power of the Gravelord and reigns over the catacombs. This mask belonging to the naive child slightly raises stamina recovery speed. So there's a little bit of inferred like lore that we can kind of make some good guesses with Pinwheel, but the kind of solid evidence to him is kind of iffy. I mean, he is a necromancer, we know that. He can split himself. Like make him like illusions of himself. But he seems to be kind of a probably a father that lost his wife and kid. They both died, and he is trying to resurrect them. And in his failed attempts to resurrect him, he managed to fuse them together with himself instead. And in his experiments to try to separate them into normal living beings again, all he has really been able to do is to make illusions of himself, to make like just duplicate himself. So we're gonna make a last little sprint here down to the bonfire. I am not 100% sure, but I think it's the first bonfire that you get to that is the warping point. I kind of hope it is. That's kind of what I'm going for here. But in this area, there's really not anything interesting to pick up right about now, but I feel like there's one or two items that are interesting from a lore perspective, but this entire area kind of is just a place that you want to leave. That's pretty much all you want to do in the Tomb of the Giants. You just want to leave. So we're gonna try to do that as soon as possible, but that gonna have to wait until the next time. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.